So the energy crisis that we are, have sleepwalked in, or at least the Tories have governed themselves in, could have very have been easily been avoided. There have been a number of policies over the years which have very much aided to this. First of all, the removal of the price cap on energy prices, an absolutely stupid idea. I think everyone can all agree to at this point, and should certainly, if they wanted to, could be very easily put back. But there is no, political will to do that. The other thing was, back during the Cameron years, the complete, essentially, removal and stopping of building solar power, new gas storage sites, we'll be talking about in a bit, and of course, offshore wind farming being the big one. And that could have been very, very useful to us at this moment. If over 10 years ago we'd have started building these wind turbines and these sort of offshore wind farms, they would have been up and operational. Now, would it be solving all our problems? No. But it would be lessening them. Those wind turbines, I think, were projected to be able to do something like, I think it was between 10 and I think 15% energy needs. Don't quote me on that, but I think it was just at the top of my head from what I'm trying to remember. What the sort of the energy of, to be able to produce the energy for the UK at that time. So you can see just how important that would have been. But one of the biggest missteps, I think everyone agrees, was in 2017. The government decided to essentially close en masse a lot of the UK's gas storage. This means that the UK could hold less gas in reserve. So during the summer, when people aren't using it much as gas, they could, store it all and then, prepare for the winter, or they could sort of buy in more during the summer and prepare for the winter. They don't have that storage anymore. And as a result, now the government is drastically U-turning on what was at the time a core policy of certainly the May government at that time. So this is more, shall we say, scrambling, I think, to try and help to solve the cost of living crisis than actually putting forward solutions and stuff that could work. So before we do get into this article on this, please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below there are links to my Patreon page and one foundation link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can, buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much to all those people who do help and support the channel that way. So off we go over to the Yorkshire Bylines with their article on this, titled "The Government's Rough U-Turn on Gas Storage." So, the move to reopen Centrica Alpha's offshore platform in the Rough gas field is aimed at trying to secure supplies threatened by the fallout of the ongoing Russian invasion of Ukraine by trying to curb soaring energy prices, which the NHS boss described today as a looming humanitarian crisis. Situated just 18 miles off the coast, opened back in 1985, the Rough site previously provided around 70% of Britain's gas storage capacity. So you can already tell by shutting this how much, what a problem this actually caused. And I was not joking when I said this is something that they have governed themselves into in this sort of crisis. But anyway, it continues. So with gas being brought ashore at a huge terminal in Easington, its closure was announced over 5 years ago due to safety concerns after the government ended subsidised funding for the maintenance and upgrades needed to keep it going. At the time, ministers said that the closure would save over £750 million over the 10 years by switching the focus to securing the country's energy needs to, quote, different, cleaner alternatives. And bear in mind, given the, shall we say, push against cleaner alternatives, I think it was Liz Truss who came out in the leadership contest and said that she wanted to close down the UK's solar production facilities, which at the moment generate, I think, about 4% of the UK's energy supplies. And that is a cleaner alternative. Does it, again, make sense to shut down something that is supplying us like 4% of our energy needs? Yes, 4%, not a lot, but hey, it's better than nothing. So, and what's the alternative that the Tories are producing to this? Oh, well, we do fracking or coal or something else. You can just see the sheer ineptitude when it comes to actually thinking about energy policy. So anyway, it continues. The clean alternatives, including the importation of liquid gas from the Middle East. However, critics warned the move would leave the UK at the mercy of the politically volatile global gas market, while forcing it to compete with other countries to attract imports. Well, what happened? Exactly that. The shutdown has left the UK with one of the lowest gas storage capacities in Europe, and the country currently holds enough gas to meet the high demand for 5 winter days, where the Netherlands has a capacity of at least 9 times the UK's, while Germany's is 16 times the size. So just think about that, what was said there. We only hold enough gas to basically survive 5 winter days. That is not a lot and should be worrying a lot of people, because this gas storage, even though they're trying to reopen it after realizing what an absolute mistake it was to close it down, is not going to be open in time to solve certainly this winter's crisis. So anyway, it continues on. Just over a year ago, the Business Secretary, Kwasi Kwarteng, dismissed the concerns raised by MPs on the Parliamentary Select Committee over the rising gas prices and the reliance on Russian gas. He said that he was not convinced by the calls for more domestic gas storage and described the criticism of the closure of the restored facility as a bit of a red herring. Now, however, with the average household energy bill set to rise by over £3,600 in October, and with forecasts of more of them reaching as high as over £5,000 in April, moves are already underway to reopen the storage site, which lies at least 2.7 kilometres below the seabed. Under the plan, the capacity will be brought back gradually. In the U-turn, Kwarteng has asked for the Rough site to be brought back into operation amid the renewed fears of the winter shortages. He met with the Centrica officials in Hull last month, and during the visit to the city to perform a groundbreaking ceremony on the new 150 million precious metals processing plant at Saltend. Speaking to confirm the move, the chief of Centrica's executive, Chris O'Shea, recently said that the site had been operational last winter. It could have saved households at least over £100 on their annual bills, he added. There was a whole bunch of things that needed to go through, and we are working on it right now. We are doing the engineering to make sure that it can physically happen, and we are doing this at our own cost. Centrica, which owns British Gas, is believed to be looking for a longer-term guarantees from the government on the price as a part of a plan to restart this large-scale gas storage on the site. It had been planning and even eventually to use for hydrogen storage. The new license to store gas on the site was approved last month by the North Sea Transitory Authority, marking their first step in the process to bring it back to life. In a statement, the NST said, the awarded for the license allows Centrica to Offshore UK Limited to process and is seeking to further regulatory approvals to acquire before the gas storage operations can commence, improving further approvals required from the NSTA. Earlier this month, the industry section regulator Ofgem also approved the new application submitted by Centrica to reuse this facility. In the decision letter, Ofgem said that the energy security supply by Dr. Richard Alson said, allowing gas storage operations at Rough will provide approximately additionally 28 billion cubic feet of gas storage capacity for the winter of 2022 to 2023 and 59 billion cubic feet for the winter of 2023-2024. We consider that provides significant increase in the gas storage capacity for GB and for the next 2 winters, and consequently promotes the security of supply. He said that Centrica had confirmed the very significant capital expenditure would be required to restart the gas storage and operations in Rough for this winter before expanding the gas capacity for the winter of next year. So it does look like that it is going to be operational this winter. So I said that, but yeah, it does look like it will be operational this winter, which will be good, because quite frankly, we need everything we can. And it is very, very obvious that the government has approved this U-turn, or at least gone forward with this U-turn, because even they know what's coming. And, you look at people like Martin Lewis, who, when you look at his face now, used to be a prior to this, quite a really smiling and looked very amiable, but now when he does an interview, you can see the look of fear and dread on his face, because he probably knows far more about what is to come. And even I worry about what's going to come and happen this winter. Um, it is not going to be good. It is not going to be good at all. So, with that said, thank you very much for watching. Please do remember to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And of course, down below there are links to my Patreon page and a more update link called Buy Me Coffee, where you can buy me coffee. And as always, thank you very much to all those people who do help support the channel that way. And of course, there are the YouTube thank you button down below as well. And of course, there is the Pony Club you can join as well, the YouTube subscription. So, as always, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you all next time.